let's talk about how not to do those friends and family trips.
Okay, I know a lot of you here do it. I'm not against it. I'm not condemning it. I'm not condoning it either because it's against the TOS. But if you have your T's crossed, I's dotted, by all means, poach all you want. There you go. I don't care. But if you don't have a pot to piss in and you're risking everything that you already don't have, do friends and family trips at your own risk, because if you get in the tiny little bit of a fender bender, your ass is grass. That's all. With that said, this dude, okay, got in an Uber, and Uber's first thing out of his mouth was, "How do you feel about canceling this ride?" And I'll be like, "Okay," and he goes, this person, this is the rider. He says, "I did this once in Italy for $160 ride. Totally worked out." Sure, of course. You save money. The driver makes double. Everybody's happy. You kick the middleman out. So Uber driver paid under the table, then takes a quick little detour. So if you're going to do friends and family, don't do this. So things only got more complicated from there, according to Ethan. And then on the way there, he's like, "Oh, I forgot to tell you." So they make the deal. They're on their way. My son got suspended from school, so I need to pick him up early from his high school, Ethan recounts. So I don't mind. So it was a quick little 45-minute detour, Chris. At that point, I'd be like, "Oh, I screw this thing. Let me out. Let me go on Uber. Let me just do the trip and get it over with." The situation apparently became even more awkward when the driver's sign joined them. And then, according to Ethan, the driver then asked, "How do you feel about me canceling this ride and then still driving you to your destination?" So that's the negotiation process, right? And so Ethan presented his acceptance of the offer, right? The negotiation that took place, as a blow against capitalism. Now, Ethan, you're taking this a little too far. This is not a rocket science, okay? So, and driver makes double, you save some money. Okay, good. So then they go pick up the son, and his son got in trouble for flashing his teacher, Chris.
Oh boy.
Now, high school, I don't know. Anyway, so then the whole time the Uber driver was like screaming at his son, and his son was screaming back. And while this poor guy thinks he saved a few bucks, you know what I mean? So, folks, if you're gonna do friends and family trips, actually give more service than you usually do, so you can keep that customer for yourself for life. Okay, and don't do this boneheaded shit. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Hey everyone, Sergio here with the Rideshare Guy. What do we say on Show Me the Money Club? Work smarter, not harder. If you aren't using the Solo app, which I have been for the past year and a half, you may be working a lot harder than you need to. Let's change that. Download the app, link your accounts where you can manage your income, track your expenses, as well as your taxes. Not only that, but you can plan by optimizing your time, make more money, and even guarantee your daily pay with guaranteed earnings. Download the Solo app today. Begin to work smarter, not harder. Link is in the description. Let's get back to it.
Well, either way, definitely don't do that. First off, provide the better service, because as Sergio mentioned, you can get the repeat customer. And then what if they're going to or from work? They could be like, "Hey, I got to do this twice a day, going back and forth. Can I get you going back every day?" You got a client. If you're out doing that, you could negotiate. "Hey, I'm out usually this way, Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. I could do that, but Wednesday and Friday, I'm not driving." You can negotiate those types of things. You can control the price. You can control whatever you want to do. Just make sure you're providing great service, and you make sure that you have all of the things that you need in order to do it, because some areas it is illegal. If you get caught, you could face hefty fines, or something else that you don't want to do. If you get in an accident, You know, we don't think we're going to get into an accident when we're driving. We just drive, and then all of a sudden, poof, pop, there goes something. And, you know, somebody gets injured, somebody gets hurt, something happens, and you got a lawsuit coming your way. And if you don't have the things in proper form, you know what's going to end up happening? Your entire livelihood is going to be completely at risk. And that includes where you live. If you own assets or anything like that, they could all be up to have problems as well too. So moral of the story is, if you're going to do it, just make sure you figure out what is legal, what's not. Make sure you have the right insurance and everything to go there. And by all means, do whatever you got to do after that.
You cannot do this.
The other nice thing about those types of cash rides, if you're doing really good and they like you and you poach them, and maybe they like you and they say, hey, do you do rides on the side? You can be like, I don't like you, get out. I mean, you don't have to say that to them, but you can just be like, no, sorry. And you deal with the people that you're going to deal with.
This is happening because the rates are despicable, horrible,
yeah, on both sides. On both sides.
Both sides. They're both getting ripped off, and now, you know, they're coming together and doing it. Look, I'm not against any of this stuff, but understand the risks. I trade stocks. I understand risk. You got to have risk reward. Okay, what's the risk? What's the reward? Willy-nilly. And FYI, last but not least, your personal auto insurance policy is void and null if you get in a crack or a crash, even with a friend and family, because that friend and family person in the back seat is not going to be your friend and family. They're going to hire a lawyer and sue your ass. So nobody thinks of accidents. Nobody thinks they're going to happen. Shit happens.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
It's better to be safe.
Me, I have shit to protect. If you have nothing to protect, maybe you'll do it. I don't know. But even if you have nothing to protect, you're going to have a lien against you until you pay that lien off. And it's going to fuck up everything. So all I'm saying is, listen, I'm not against it. Just make sure your T's are crossed, I's are dotted before you do any of this stuff. But don't do it like this dumb shit did. Don't do a little detour, pick up your son, start screaming at your son, or whatever he did. Yeah, don't do it like this. This is how not to do it.
Yep. And like I said, like Sergio said, I'm all for it too. Just make sure you do it the right way so you're protected. That's the main thing. You got to make sure you are protected. And then if you want to run whatever type of business you want to run, that's up to you. It's very easy at this point to do tap to pay. It's very easy to do different things to swipe cards. So you don't even have to deal with cash. You got QR codes that you can have, whatever it might be. You can then start making quite a bit of money. Let's say riders getting charged, let's say $50. You're making $10. You could easily say, hey, I'll do this ride for $30. You're saving $20. You're making the same amount. So, hey, Uber and Lyft are bringing it upon themselves. Just saying.
Economics makes sense when you do private rides or friends and family trips. Economics makes total sense.
The right way.
The right way.
As long as you do it the right way.
It used to be that way. Almost it used to be that way. And as we gone the other way. But anyways, so let's not talk about the past. The point is, don't do it like this idiot did. And if you're going to do it, make sure you have your ass covered.
Yep. Or at least, and if something like this happens to you where you have to have some sort of emergency, at least have the decency to finish what you need to. Or, I mean, at worst case, you could say, look, something really came up. Would you mind if I pulled over here and you could grab a ride the rest of the way? At worst case, like if you really need to get somewhere because something happened. But in this case, because the kid got suspended, you could easily finish out the ride and say, I'm going to get there when I get there. Because you could let that kid just get his ass handed to him and shoot out at the school for a little while.
Yeah, well, he's a bonehead, and the driver father is a bonehead. So there you go.
All right, thanks for watching. That short little clip was from our live stream, Show Me the Money Club with Sergio and myself, Tuesdays, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. Make sure you subscribe, turn on all notifications so you get notified when we go live, as well as all of our awesome content. Make sure to check out this video right here, which will take you to the entire live stream, or check out this video right there. All right, drive smart, everyone.